Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the letter P with other handwriting characteristics. There is only one thing you truly own, and that is your body. The body is always in the here and now, in the present, while our mind and heart wander from present to past and future. We can feed our body or destroy it. The letter P starts with an action-oriented downstroke in the midzone, but it is too brief in the midzone to be present. The abrupt directional change from down to up is a move back from the subconscious instinctive self to the social self where the body of the P is formed. The P is the physical action letter, representing our instinctive side more so than the social side. The lower zone is the subconscious zone where the physical imperatives reside, like material, physical, and sexual needs. Distortions in the P are linked to unusual physical desires, attitudes, and habits. In disturbed writing, sexual attitudes may be distorted or problematic. Ted Bundy's P has two distortions. He has a lower loop that should not exist, suggesting he needs more physicality. The upstroke in the lower zone is heavier than the downstroke, suggesting he forces himself instinctively onto others. Both are true in his case. Of course, this is not the only handwriting characteristic we look at. The lack of father stroke matches him growing up without a father. The deep-seated resentment he had for his mother, lying about it, is presented in the longer and straight initiation stroke, and his harsh attitude is seen in the angular connections. The focus is on the P combination as the letter representing our instinctive actions to meet our physical imperatives. The writing is fast and spontaneous, suggesting her true nature is on display. This note was addressed to me by a mature woman. She is gregarious, a tad loud, and pleasant in public. The midzone and lower zone structures are rounded, suggesting a rich emotional life. The midzone implies she is socially engaging. The lower zone implies an above average need for physical imperatives, which she embraces wholeheartedly. These needs can be physical, material, and/or sexual. The overall baseline slant is upward, implying enthusiasm and optimism. The word happy slants more upward, suggesting she meant what she said. The overall size is larger and matches her bold and take charge attitude. The midzone has variable sizes and widths. The letters marked with an arrow are copied and pasted and highlighted next to each other. The varying heights imply a fluctuating social self-worth. The mild distortions imply less accurate thinking patterns, and she may be socio-emotionally evasive. The letter size varies due to confusion regarding her perceived social status. She presents herself as strong, but feels unacknowledged and unseen. The closed-off O's and A's show she keeps to herself and is able to keep secrets of others as well. She knows the price of gossip, innuendo, and falsehoods. It happened to her, and so she does not want to hurt others. The stunted upper zone implies a lack of philosophical inclinations. She avoids finding resolve for her issues and avoids processing her painful past. The mid-zone and lower zone emphasis show she lives in the moment, searching for what is missing through new experiences. She avoids painful memories for a good reason. A stunted upper zone is linked to people with limited introspection. At a mature age, these writers are emotionally stunted or underdeveloped. Individuals who suffered childhood abuse repress emotional processing of sexual, physical, and/or emotional abuse. Their emotional growth halts at the moment of the highest emotional impact they no longer could deal with as a child. This is often sexual in nature. There are several anxiety and irritability characteristics. The strong upward movement, albeit short in the M and the E connection, implies pent-up anger. She moves forward with enthusiasm in her M's and H's, forming gaps from the first to the second stem. This is a good characteristic as she does not repress her emotional needs socially. The lower zone is bulky, showing her emotional attachment to her physical needs, which can be physical, material, sexual, or a combination thereof. The much shorter P stems, with the second shorter than the first, show she's holding back her instinctive needs in the physical imperatives letter. She, quote unquote, cramps up. The retracing of the lower zone implies repressing her past experiences. The upstroke covers up the downstroke. And this brings us back to the only thing we truly own, our body. The letter P is the instinctive body letter. She shies away from her own physical being, implying her body was stolen from her. We also see the second P having an irritability stroke, while the Y is also distorted at the social self. She is happy to meet me, but not happy with herself. This brings us to the signature. The first letter C is oversized. She is bold, hiding her vulnerability behind a facade of misplaced overconfidence. It is a compensation mechanism. The mid-zone in her first name disappeared, and she, on a personal level, feels insignificant and above all, vulnerable. The family name has deteriorated to a singular hesitant line. Not one letter is recognizable in this 6-letter last name. Experience tells me the last name will disappear completely over time. She does not connect nor identifies with that family name. The heart was written before the signature, and the heart is severely distorted. She is a loving, caring woman, but her heart is broken. She replaced her childhood compassion with defensive strategies by presenting herself as strong and domineering. The combination of stunted emotional growth, her body having been taken advantage of, the misplaced overconfidence, and feeling insignificant, point in the direction of childhood abuse with an emphasis on emotional and sexual abuse. It comes as no surprise. She works behind the bar and says, quote, "I'm happy there is a bar," meaning a barrier, "between me and the customers," unquote. It is an admission of feeling vulnerable. She's probably a type 8 or a counterphobic type 6. The core of a type 8 is feeling vulnerable, which develops into the need to protect themselves with an, quote, I am going to get you before you can get to me, unquote, attitude. They say what they mean and mean what they say. A healthy 8 is confident, resourceful, and strong. They are natural leaders others believe in. They see themselves as strong, action-oriented, and assertive. But others may see them as intimidating, domineering, and even dictatorial. Their mental health deteriorates from empowering others to counterproductive dominance. When they become truly unhealthy and dictatorial, they withdraw out of fear for retaliation. And so a self-fulfilling prophecy has taken place. Now I am truly vulnerable again.